Now, in other news, police have launched an urgent manhunt to find a violent mental health patient who's escaped from a care facility, reportedly for the fourth time.
Well, GB News national reporter Charlie Peters joins us now in the studio. Charlie, what more do we know about this?
His name is Balasankar Narayanan. He's 44 years old. He was last seen on Sunday, the 4th of August at 6:40 p.m. So this is already quite a long-going missing persons case of this man who, as you said, has been previously escaped 3 times. First in the October of 2021 and then twice in 2023, June and September, all from the same facility in Ilford. I've looked at it. It's a converted residential home on a normal residential street. In this house, quite small. It's a small private facility. It's understood that he was on an escorted walk with staff from that facility at a park nearby in Ilford and then took an opportunity to escape. We don't know if the same mode of escape was used in the reported 3 previous instances, but that's how the police are saying he escaped at the time. Now, he's said to be a violent mental health patient and a risk to women, and also quite unnervingly, he has links across London, so locating him could be particularly difficult. He's been listed as having links in both Hammersmith, Highgate and also Ilford, where he's escaped from. He's also said to have links in the Greater Manchester area and could be seen on National Rail transport. The facility he's escaped from is right next to a National Rail station in Ilford, Seven Kings, also on the Elizabeth line, so could get very far very quickly. But as I said, this last seen on Sunday, the 4th of August at 6:40, quite a long time to have passed since the Met are now putting out this appeal.
Yeah, very worrying that it's taken this long for a police appeal to be put out. Presumably they were hoping they'd be able to find him easily, but perhaps this is now, as you say, links over London, but also across the country. This could be a nationwide search now for someone who is a threat, a menace to women.
Yeah, and being from a mental health facility makes it particularly concerning, not only due to the, excuse me, potential differences in behaviour you might anticipate from someone under that level of treatment, but also the sort of supervision they might be under. Now, mental health facilities, especially on residential roads, obviously their first mentality is not detention. These are not like prisons, and so the opportunities to escape, you can presume, are much greater. We have also seen several other escaped people who are being held by mental health facilities in London this year. There was an escape from Springfield Hospital in southwest London. That went on for several days. 2 men escaped from that facility. Also another in Homerton in East London earlier this year, a convicted killer who escaped for 4 days, later detained after a 4-day search by the Met. So this is a consistent issue, and it does point to the fact that these facilities are easier to leave from than prisons.
I mean, it does beg the question, if someone is considered violent and a risk to women, why he was potentially, you know, free to go on this escorted trip to a public park.
Yeah, many questions for this private care facility. They've been contacted for comment, not releasing any statement at this time. But just looking at kind of observations from maps and sort of images you can see of the area, it is a normal, quiet, residential part of North London. It's right next to a park, it's right next to a train station.
Charlie, just very quickly, the police, he absconded on Sunday, the 4th of August. The police put out an appeal this morning. What does this suggest about what they're doing to try and find this guy, that it's such a lag between the appeal going out and him absconding?
Well, in the previous times when he is reported to have absconded, sometimes the appeal was the next day, and sometimes the appeal was a few days after. So when the appeal's immediate, it's probably because they've lost track of him. They've not been able to put in a definite trace. And it also points to the wide ranges of potential locations that Balasankar Narayanan, that 44-year-old who is on the run at the moment from the Met and that private care facility, could be in. Links, like I said, Hammersmith, Greenford, Ilford, Highgate in North London, but also Greater Manchester, and known to use National Rail. The long gap here, a 5-day gap between escape to appeal, does suggest that the Met now don't know where he is.